Hey, what's good, everybody? Hope you guys are all well. Hopefully you could hear me. Let me make sure the mic is good. Yeah, hopefully you could hear me because yeah, it looks like the mic is working. So, my microphone, so many things were messing up, right? Um, yeah, like my internet had gone down, the microphone, all kinds of things, right? Just a lot of fixing stuff lately. But before I start, um, one of the things that was coming through was, it was funny the other day, you know, they asked me to, teach a yoga class. And, before I even started the yoga class, um, yeah, I had like my back was kind of hurting and this and that. And by the end of it, as I was doing it, that's kind of the download I got was, like, so I don't know if this goes collectively. I feel like it is, right? But it was about not carrying others' burdens anymore, right? Like it's okay to help others, but the time for that, like going into 2026, that's gonna be a focus, right? For people to kind of step up to the plate and not, you know, like that. Like you can't obviously do the healing for others. You can't do certain things for others, right? You can guide, you can help, but it's about yeah, that was a big emphasis. Whoa, all the cards just almost fell. So I guess things want to talk. Yeah, but yeah, that was the theme. Not carrying the burdens. People got to do the work and which can be painful at times, but it's all good, right? But yeah, after soon as that, and then bam, it was gone. So I was like, okay, I guess that's a clear message. Something right now that I wanted to look up because it's been happening. It's been funny. I've been hearing like exactly two knocks for like the last um I don't know, it's been over a week, just like almost every night, two knocks. Real quick before I start this thing. Wow, that's funny. Two knocks are representative of love, commitment, and two people coming together. That's funny. I don't know. I don't know if that's what it's trying to tell me or what, but that's pretty funny. Spiritual meaning. Depending on how many knocks. For instance, two knocks are representative of love, commitment, and two people coming. I don't know. All right, so that's pretty interesting. I probably should have looked that up on my own. But anyways, so all right, let's get to it. So let's see what card comes out. That's funny. I literally been hearing two knocks for like, man, I don't even know. It's been over a week. Just every night, two knocks. Okay. Oof. Wow. La Grandiosa, the great goddess. Look at that. I love it. Because that's actually literally I don't know how often I've gotten this. Yeah, that's the one on the cover. That's so funny. La Grandiosa. I'm sure she's came out before, but let me read it. So this for the collective, and then you guys already know after you can hop on and ask a question if you want. La Grandiosa. That's great. It feels very new beginnings, right? Because that's literally the where's she out? I can't even think for that. Oh, because they didn't start it with the owl, it was with the G. Wow, very high priestess, right? That's what it looks like. Sure, that'll be the energy. A parrot, and parrots mean happiness, so I like that. Almost reminds me of what's her name, Tlazo. Teotl. I think it's Tlazo Teotl, the one that like the purification, right? She has it on her face. La Grandiosa, the great goddess. The great goddess of Teotihuacan is found in murals on the walls of that ancient city in what was probably housing for high status citizens. We like to imagine that these apartments housed priestesses who honored her in rituals. Teotihuacan means where the divine is made. In Nahuatl, inhabited in Nahuatl, inhabited from approximately 100 CE to 700 CE. Its population peak has been estimated at 125,000. The aim of Teotihuacan society seems to have been the creation of paradise on earth. Wow. Images of water and fertility abound. With her open armed benevolence, the great goddess is certainly the center of that paradise. When the great goddess of Teotihuacan comes to you, she brings the ability to understand the past and present, indeed, all of existence. Oh, indeed, all of existence. She is associated with the underworld and darkness, which is the fertile ground for all growth. Hmm. As befits a divinity associated with darkness, the jaguar, owl, and the spider are her animals. Ah, and I've been seeing a lot of the spiders, the jaguar too. I seen it. Uh, on her. She is the harbinger of new beginnings. What did I say? Looks very new beginnings. Ah, ha, ha. Reminding you that every new beginning is nourished with the fertile soil of the past. Okay, that gave me chills. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so that makes perfect sense, right? It's not about like it's acknowledging the past and being thankful for the lessons and building on top of that, right? And it's funny because what did I say? When I had gone up the mountain, I heard a jackhammer, bop, 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 right? So in the train, I don't know, it could have been symbolic of a train coming in or a train leaving, right? If you see that video I made about being on the mountain, right? So that's funny. And now I guess it's time to start a new beginning. That's pretty interesting. I burned my, I have the incense and I think I burned mine. All right. That's beautiful. I love it. I even seen this well again, right? The other day I went to the yoga class. I seen this being, right? And they were throwing this big circle. I was gonna make a whole video separate about this, but they threw something at the sky, right? It's just strange. Um yeah, it was like almost like well no, not almost. It was like a rainbow color, like big old circle that they threw up at the sky. Like if, I don't know, they were calling to some. I don't know. They send out a little beacon type thing, right? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna make a whole video about all that stuff. Wow. Intelligent, creative. This is what came out right now. Creative. So maybe some of you are in a creative mood. Dipping the toes of creativity. Third eye. Emotionally mature. So this is the collective energy right now. And I like to look at behind, right? All the waters are like they look very even with the waters, right? Going everywhere. It's like someone that's been able to like calm, right? It even reminds me of the scene like Buddha, right? For those of you familiar with the story of Buddha, when there was, I don't know, the demon was coming or whatever, and Buddha just sat still and he just touched his finger on the ground and poof, I think the demons disappeared, right? And the same, it almost feels like all this person has to do, they know, they just dip their little toe in the water and the water is just calm. It's like someone that took the time to emotionally intelligent to just boom, right? I like it. It makes a lot of sense actually. It does make a lot of sense. Oh man. 20 my throat. Feels like something wants a lot of times when that happens, I know then a text will come in or something crazy. It always happens. But I don't know, something wants to say something. Okay. Video. Wow. Okay, and there it is. The new beginnings, right? New ideas. The crown. Wow, that's very symbolic. That makes sense. New plans, the crown, right? The crown and the crown, right? The crown chakra, but also the crown. That's interesting. I don't know why that jumped out at me. Putting the cards on the table, right? Like coming in with new plans, new ideas, but laying it all out there and focusing on something. That's really interesting right now. I don't know why the plant too was jumping out. Maybe some of you need to eat more greens, right? Maybe changing your diet. I don't know why that jumped out at me right now. That's so funny. And this one I know right now, I don't know why it jumped out at me in this way of trusting your intuition with a choice, right? I don't know why that part jumped out at me. Like a choice being made, but right now the way it came out was, and look at the waters are all calm there. Maybe it's after the King of Cups already dipped the toes, right? And they're both third eye. After they dip their toes in the waters, just calm down, being able to see clearly. Look at the moon that's behind. That's pretty interesting. Almost a new moon, right? Balance. That's funny. Yeah, so this is one of the choices, right? I don't know whether it's matters of the heart or with a job. This feels hmm, there's a choice, right? I don't like this one right now, though. I don't know what it is about this. I think there's two different, right? Maybe there's something there's this situation, right? Maybe dealing with someone, but see, someone that wants to have control, and maybe someone comes in a little more humble, like, hey. So maybe there's two choices, right? One is maybe you'll start off slower, right? Whether this is romantic or whatever, or a job wise, but it just seems more like, look at even the heart chakra, right? And this one seems like someone that's, or a job that is a little more binding in a way, right? Because that person's feet are planted firm on those pentacles and holding that other one. And even the one on the top of the head is like, I don't know. It's like money on the mind is what jumped out at me right now. That's pretty interesting. Let's see what else do you want to tell the collective? Ooh, just jumped out. Hmm, that's funny. Maybe some of you are dealing with an Aries. That's crazy, right? Interesting. Hey, Devon, how's it going? Yeah, sure. Go ahead and ask me a question. Okay, what else for the collective? The root chakra. Hmm. I don't know. This energy is pretty interesting. The new cup, see, I guess if any of you are hung up on past things, look at that. Like there's new opportunities appearing, right? Because if you see that, it just appeared, right? Like out of thin air, basically. There's new opportunities appearing, but if you're stuck, and that's a four and a four, right? And both of them, like you see, like the new opportunities appearing, but like over here, stuck on the past. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, this one came out too. I mean, the obvious, right? Just getting to work. But the fact that the solar plexus is, I feel like it's definitely something that you don't have to compromise, right? I don't know. I felt something in my heart right now. It's weird. Like, what is it? Probably attached to this card, right? Guess that would be a, just make sure. So Shay reached out, huh? That's pretty interesting. Okay, hold on. Let me finish this collective thing and I'll answer your question right now. Okay, so last one then. Um, so would that be an advice for the collective to kind of, well, I think that's kind of part of it, right? Like not compromising definitely whatever choices, whether in love or obviously one road will be steadier and it'll make your heart happier. Another one might feel more secure, right? With the four of pentacles, right? Four. But you know, if you have to compromise who you are, right? I guess when you don't compromise, eventually things will work out, right? Obviously, we think of pentacles as slower moving, but it'll stack up eventually, right? So let me see. So any advice for the collective for this month? Just take advantage of opportunities, right? If you see opportunities, I think that's what it says, jumping in, right? Right now, it's almost like this is reading off to me like the fool, right? Because it almost looks like kind of going ahead and jumping into the fire, right? Going against the wind. Because if you see, the trees are blowing that way, right? In the direction of the rider, and the rider's going against the wind, but they're taking action, right? So if you do see opportunities present themselves, don't be stuck in indecision, right? I think that's kind of what's coming out. Okay, so what's the reason? Let me throw these back in there. So what's the reason she reached out? I mean, she didn't express that. See, some of these sometimes these kind of things you can definitely ask, right? Like be like, hey, well, I get it, right? Sometimes people will wear a mask and they won't be honest. So okay, why did Shay really reach out? Whoa, I don't know. Was it? Hmm. Was it to start something new? I mean, in a job sense, this would be like, I mean, I don't know. You know her better. Um, but this, I mean, it doesn't feel right because it's someone offering a pinnacle, right? Like sometimes it could be maybe someone with, financial interest, but in this case, it's someone offering up a pinnacle, right? Um, so probably a new start, just right. Right here it says solid new starts, right? Maybe trying to start something. On Pentacles, or so maybe it's trying to take it slow with something, right? Just opening up communication, you know, maybe cracking the door open, right? Like, you know, Sometimes people want to test the waters, right? They want to see if like, oh, they'll come off as like friendship, right? With the potential to just wanting to see like, right? Especially if it's been a long time, right? Yeah, like, yeah. So that's sometimes here. Let me clarify that. So is it like a fresh start kind of situation here? Romantic, platonic, what? Judgment. I don't know. Maybe it's just something from the hey, Linda, good morning. Maybe it's just something from the universe, right? Just maybe the universe kind of the crown chakra. Wow, interesting. Maybe there is a spiritual connection there, right? It's just something that I don't know, maybe it's a chance for closure or a chance to start a friendship, right? Or something, right? Sometimes we don't know how it goes. Like, it's like, yeah, sometimes when you like you could stop talking to somebody and yeah, it just comes out. That's happened to me before where, I was a million percent sure that I wasn't gonna talk to somebody, you know, my choice. And I had a seer friend that was like, well, they're like, I see you guys talking again. And I was like, hmm. And sure enough, right? They were right. Sometimes it's already written in the stars kind of thing, right? Because there's whatever, whether before we come here, we write contracts, all this stuff, just part of the journey, lessons we still need to learn from each other, right? So there's some kind of justice that has to do with it's something that's already kind of, oh, look at it talks about making things right. So there's something there. I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be a chance for you two to communicate about what went wrong to begin with in a more adult way, right? Or a more calm way, or understanding each other's perspectives, or things like that, right? There's always so that's what it feels like, right? Like there's a justice to it, right? A judgment, right? There's a judgment to it, and not in a negative way. It was like you were meant to recommunicate. Hey, ascending universal butterfly, happy Monday. Hope all is well. I'm kind of already finished with the collective reading, right? But if you have any questions, by all means, please ask, because I was already getting ready to close it out, right? Because I had already done the collective read, but yeah, if Devon asked the question, so if any of you have a question, please feel free to ask. Let me see. And in the beginning, since I'm sure, I don't know if everyone pretty much missed it, but in the beginning, collectively, what had came out for me, um, like randomly, right? I woke up even like my back kind of hurting. There wasn't really a lot of reason to it, but then I was asked to go teach a yoga class, and after the class, like during the class, I got that download right about like going forward. It's a time to not carry others' burdens, right? And it doesn't mean not helping them. It's just a time for people to step up, right? Like almost like that. Like it's really not a time to enable people anymore. I think because all so many things are coming that we don't see, right? Or maybe some of us do, right? But there's just so many things coming that it's gonna be time, and it's almost like that, right? Like you're only as strong as your weakest link, so it's about people stepping up and you know a time of not carrying others' burdens. Oh, happy birthday! Happy birthday! Okay, hold on. I'll pull it right now. Let me. Oh wait, I was doing these backwards. Wow, these okay. I guess you don't want to talk yet. Let me pull your what's the outcome between you and the famous Shay, huh? That's crazy. Shay. Whoa. That wasn't, I don't know. What's talking about victory, right? But it's kind of like through struggle, right? It says victoria a través del coraje. Like it's almost like if you want some kind of connection, you're gonna have to fight for it. And it doesn't mean in the physical sense, like, but there's work there, right? Obviously, you two stopped talking for a reason, so it would be work for you to to uh to figure it out, right? Look, it talks about negotiations, like contracts. It's almost like restarting a new agreement, like laying it out, right? Because that's even what came out in the collective reading, right? About new plans, new ideas. So it'd be like laying it out, hey, to be, hey, even that, like saying, hey, well, we're not gonna talk in a way to like hook up. It's just gonna be friendship or you know, hey, I still am interested in you kind of thing, but I'm okay with taking it slowly. Be like really understanding, you know, and maybe if the other person isn't with what the other person is with, it's understanding it. It's gonna be some kind of um, but I mean, obviously, it could be um, you know, victorious, right? Obviously, it's there's victory in it, but yeah, it doesn't go without struggle, right? So just I guess that would be the fair warning, right? If you want to have some kind of connection or yeah, my throat, yeah. So yeah, just communicate. Communicate clearly. Communicate clearly. Yeah, that's man. Communicate clearly. It's always tough when people don't know how to communicate. Wow, look at this is what that's funny, huh? Clairsentience. This is more for the collective, just so you know, because I was getting ready. If no one asks a question, I'm getting ready to close it out. But clairsentience, maybe right now, see like that exactly. See when I feel the throat thing or different, right? Like in the beginning, I said how I've been getting the clairaudience, right? Like every night for like over a week, someone like I hear two knocks exactly, right? Like they've been knocking on my wall, different times too, right? So that's the clairaudience, right? The clairsentience is like that, like when you start feeling the stuff and well, not just that, right? But even that, the gut feelings, all that, all the emotions, the feelings, the clairaudience. So maybe it's a good time for some of you to tap into that, right? I know that we're all connected, right? Look at the whole universe is inside of all of us, right? We're all connected. We're all so don't be surprised if you could feel others' emotions, if you could feel the collective energy, all the little things that are speaking to you, right? If you feel mad all of a sudden, take time to understand that it probably isn't even yours or different things, right? Maybe more people are becoming sensitive at this time. So, clairsentience. Absolutely, you're welcome. You asked the question? Oh, may I have a general? Okay. Let's see, general. For this month, okay. Let me see. So, okay, what's the overall for ascending universal butterfly for the rest of December? Rest of December. No, it's the Sagittarius card too. So for December optimism, maybe you're getting new ideas, right? Look at you're like I like how the little leaves are growing on the wand, right? It's almost like, like maybe you're seeing things grow, right? And it's firm, right? See how like it's planted firm, right? And it's like maybe new things are starting to grow, right? Take it how it resonates, whether work wise, relationship, ideas. Feel like you're getting ideas at this time. Maybe starting some kind of projects. I don't know if it's related to. Is it related to something with plants or something? Let me see. I think you'll be getting messages directly, right? Because I heard crown, right? Even though this is see, because even maybe that's part of it, right? Looking up, like, but in the symbolism of like messages coming from above. Oh, well, this wasn't part of it, so I won't pull this card, right? But so that's that, right? There was yeah, yeah. Well, let's just say that maybe the I don't know if something happened recently and now things are starting over kind of thing or what happened, right? But let's look at January. So I don't know what kind of judgment is happening. Like, oh, was there something that was there something that had taken place, right? Or is there something maybe maybe something takes place that then there's a judgment. Doesn't mean that it's I don't know, or maybe it's gonna be like a whole this was a 9 year, right? So maybe it's not over for you yet with really things like starting new. Maybe December is like starting to plant those ideas and be firm and seeing the vision, right? Like looking up. And then sure enough, this, maybe starting with January, right? The crown chakra. So it's really trusting spirit, right? To guide you. No matter what kind of thing happens, right? Understanding that it's for your, to lead you, especially if you're asking, right? Some people kind of don't, but I think at some point we're pushed to trust in spirit. And so if you kind of surrendering to that, then I think it's for you to understand that whatever, the judgment that happens is based on that, right? So hopefully that made sense, right? Hopefully that made sense about the, all that, right? So let me see. Did anyone else have yeah. One did I say? I don't know if I said happy birthday to Devon. I think I did, right? Happy birthday. Sagittarius. I think yeah, I did, right? Let me see, let me see. What else? Get a wisdom of the elders, and then that no. That's funny, right? I think this was from last time, but still, it's funny that that's right there, right? Spirit, talker, communication. That's funny. I could hear the parrots. The parrots are always and that's good. See, like the little sandwich to close it out, because I said, this is the first card that came out, right? And obviously, it looks like parrot feathers, right? So, well, I think it's actually the Quetzal feathers, but I think the color of the. All right, so let me see the wisdom of the elders. See what wants to come out. There it is. See, so maybe it is a collective energy, right? Planting the seeds, intentions with intentions, right? Planting seeds and watching them grow. and trusting whatever judgments come, right? I felt like that kind of goes for all of us, right? If there's things, okay, yeah, absolutely, you're welcome. Bless you as well. That's funny that you put little rainbows because that's kind of what I saw. I mentioned it earlier. When I was kind of meditating, I had seen a few days ago. I seen this being almost like throwing this kind of circle rainbow thing, and it almost looked like they were sending a signal out to. I don't know. It was interesting. It was really interesting, but it looked like this kind of almost like, I want to say almost like an angelic type being, right? It was really, or like a star person or like an angelic type being throwing this rainbow, like they were calling in. Wow, my whole gut's lighting up as I'm saying that, so that's pretty interesting. Planting seeds, intentions, right? So, okay, let's see. I'll just read it real quick and close it out. Let me see. Planting seeds, 34. I don't know if that's significant. Well, 34 adds up to 7, so let me see. Intentions. There is a reason and season for all things in life, and there is potential for boundless possibilities if we seize the divine opportunities. That's what I came out for the collective, seizing the opportunities. If we seize the divine opportunities that we wish to manifest in our lives. Our capacity for self expression is done so through hard work and dedication and by creating clear intentions for the journey ahead. The intentions we create for ourselves are akin to seedlings, and in the same way, we must nurture our dreams and aspirations. Careful thought is required when putting out intentions for our future selves, and consistent action is needed to accomplish the goals we wish to work towards. We may have imaginings for our future, but intentions had without actively nurturing our dreams will not take root. If you wish to manifest a dream life that will flourish like the mighty oak, understand that growth and advancement is a process. Even though you will not be able to bear witness to each phase of your development, growth still occurs under the surface. We can't control when it rains, but through perseverance, perseverance, resourcefulness, and by learning to become creators, we can plant seeds out in the world so that the work we invest in our so that the work we invest in our goals allows us to reap a beautiful harvest. If you have drawn the planting seeds card today, pay attention to all the details required so that your intentions can fully flourish. Have a clear vision of your future and trust that you are moving toward your goals. Perhaps you take the plunge and further your education or read a book on a subject that inspires you. Plant your seeds of intentions today and water them daily. Hold highest the vision of your fullest potential for growth and take a small step every day towards your intention. Love it. Okay, so I think on that note, yeah, I'll end it there. Thank you, everybody. If you want to hear the messages, the overall collective messages, because a lot of it resonates with what I just read. Yeah, feel free to rewind this video. Give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. Help the algorithm. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for your questions. Have a great, blessed day, and I'll see you all soon. All right.